shout at her that it's nobody's dream to live in their sister's semi-developed basement. Thanks, I say instead, holding my cell away from my lips for a brief moment to not let slip what I'm thinking. Julie is the definition of a good sister. She truly is always there for me, no matter what. No matter what I've done or how I've messed up, she has my back. I love her for that, but sometimes I wish she'd just take a step back and let me make my own decisions without putting in her 2 cents. How's the job search going? Julie continues. I nearly sigh into the phone. When she called, initially I didn't want to answer. I was looking online for jobs, checking my emails to see if I got any responses to the resumes I put out. Nothing, though. It's going okay, I say, keeping it short. Julie mutters. I'm waiting for her to ask me, how many resumes have I put out yesterday? Or did I follow up with any employers? Or have I attended any career fairs? Windsor, Ontario may not be the biggest city, but there's plenty of work to be had if I truly want it. I'm trying, Julie, I say with a slight tone. I am. It's not easy, okay? I swear, my sister likes to pretend she's my mother. She may have her life put together, being married with a decent job and having given me the cutest nephew ever, but I'm just not in the mood to feel kicked down today. I didn't say anything, Julie says innocently. I sit on the couch in the living room and sigh. I know, but I can feel your thoughts. They're all negative. I have a great idea, dear sister. Julie laughs. Maybe you can get a job as a fortune teller since you already know what I'm going to say. I don't need tarot cards or a crystal ball to see how the rest of the conversation will go. She'll make a bunch of subtle comments that suggest the only real plan in my life should be living in her basement out in the country, a place where everything smells like manure all day and eligible bachelors are non-existent. No, thanks. I did it for years. While living there was peaceful, and I loved spending time with my nephew Rowan, city life suits me best. If I'm being honest with myself, I also hated living below someone who had the perfect life, one I'd kill for. A large house with a literal white picket fence surrounding their acreage, a forested area around their property to go on endless trail hikes and exploring. Even her husband is handsome. Despite putting on a few pounds and showing the early stages of balding at the back of his scalp, David's a good-looking man. A decent man. A good father. Faithful. You don't have to question whether David will be there for Julie. It's a given. He would do anything for her. When I lived with them, David and I had this weird tension between us. When I reflect on it, I don't think it was anything he did. He could be a little stuck up sometimes. He'd like to mention that he's a doctor, and I'd throw it back that he's just a chiropractor. He laughed the first time I made that joke, but found it less funny over time. Sometimes, I think I was upset at the idea of him, a dependable man that would be by your side. This type of man was a myth to me until recently. For a long time, I thought a man like David was not in my cards. Months ago, if I did have a crystal ball or had been a professional fortune teller, I'd likely have told you I'd be single forever. That was until Owen Pearson came into my life. Just thinking of him now makes me smile. I think that's why I picked up the phone call from Julie so confidently today. I'm ready to tell her about him. Well, sort of. I'm just worried about you, Emma, my sister says, and I do hear the warmth in her voice as she says it. Are you still living downtown? She sighs. Such a sketchy area. I want to visit you in the city, but it's just not safe. I don't bother getting into that conversation.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.